Good morning, Floss Tube. It's Stitchinit Live, and I'm back again with another live broadcast of one of my WIPs this month. It was kind of a hard decision about which one I was going to pick for today, and it was kind of a rushed broadcast too, so I hope it's going to turn out all right. But we're here and ready to begin, and I'm excited if someone's checking us out this morning. And let's get started. So, like I said, it was kind of a difficult decision which WIP I was going to be working on this morning, and I honestly did not want to work on my HAED because I was afraid that I was going to make too many mistakes. I was afraid that I was going to have to pull out too many threads, have trouble finding, just stuff and following the pattern. So it's going to be interesting today. I'm going to get my pattern up actually. Talking about it. But we're going to try it anyway. Ultimately, I had to pick the one that was going to work best with my stand because last week I dropped the thing that holds the camera. It's like a gooseneck clamp. And it cracked. The plastic on it cracked, and so it's just barely holding it up there, holding the camera. I'm trying to be very gentle and not jostle anything. Hi Angela, welcome to Stitchinit. I hope we'll have some good conversation this morning, if I can keep track of what I'm looking at. It's a little bit complicated, but let's see. I've been trying to get back into working on this piece. It's actually been, if you've seen some of my other videos, it's actually my favorite. The WIP focus I did on this one is my favorite video that I've made so far of all of my videos, just so you know. I think it's a really great piece. It showed up great on the camera. The colors were really interesting. Yeah, it turned out like a great video, so. But like I said, I've been trying to get back. I've been mostly working on hoity-toity, obviously, because I'm really trying to finish it by the end of the year, and it's now the middle of the year. So theoretically, I should have half of the piece, about half the piece done. And I've reached the bottom now. My last video that I did was all about the bottom, the bottom corner and the border at the bottom. So I'm making pretty good progress on that, but it's still gonna take a while. So I've been trying to work on that, but I'm going to switch to my HAED here. I tried so hard to get into it last night, but I couldn't even make heads or tails of it, and I ended up going to sleep. But it's as good a time as any to start working on a HAED. It's just it's such a different style, especially keeping track of all the different colors and things like that. I think I'm running off the page here, so this is where I'm gonna have to be very careful because, like I said, my camera is kind of floppy. We'll just say that it's floppy because of the crack in the neck. don't know how that's coming through, so we'll see. Let's see. I can do without all that drumming, so let me just techno. Okay. I like the music I had. What happened to the music I had? I'm gonna start it back over with the piece I had. See, that's the kind of music I was going for. Okay. I think I know where I am now, so that's good. So summer is officially here, and I always have to do the obligatory talk about the weather, because I still don't know what to talk about when I do these things. I should do a tag or something, I guess, if I really want to do some floss tubing while I'm stitching, but it takes a lot of preparation to do these things, or more than you think, and so, oh, I already just did one. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, that's right. I do have to talk a little bit about my HAED, my relationship with HAEDs, I feel like, because this is my second HAED, well actually it's my third, because I realized that a week or two ago I started French filigree after the last sale. I picked that up in the last sale and I started that one, but to me it doesn't really count because it's not, you know, one of those big, it's big, but it's not full coverage like a typical HAED is. So anyway, that makes me on HAED number 3. This is 3 HAEDs for me at this point, and I have plans, you know, to start another, obviously. So I'm kind of experiencing, oh gosh, I've got to do something about this music. I'm sorry, I can't. Let's try this one. Alright. The early signs of HAED addiction is what I was trying to talk about, and how I'm starting to experience them, you know, going on the website and looking at them for no reason, just to see, oh, you know, I just want to see if there's one I like, and then of course buying them when they go on sale. You know, that's the next sign in HAED addiction. Hey Talia, I'm definitely planning to come to the, I got I'm not interrupted, but I'm interrupting myself, excuse me, to say hi to Talia, but I'm definitely coming. I'm looking forward to our meetup next week. Actually, my husband Nigel is off, and he's planning to come too. He's going to bring his WIP to work on, so both of us are coming to Stitch. So that should be fun. I don't know if you've had a chance to hang out with him yet. Dina has a little bit, so if you haven't, you'll get a chance to meet him. He's quite a character, of course, and he loves to support the art of cross stitch, so I can't wait to bring him to meet you. Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, we got a babysitter. We're going to be gone the whole day. We haven't had a babysitter on the day that he's been off yet. So it's going to be our first, like, real official date day next week. So I'm looking forward to that. But back to the early signs of HAED addiction. So I go on there and I look at the sales and I look at the stuff that I want. I wish all the time that I would get racked, but I don't even know how I wouldn't do it. If it's just supposed to be a wish list, I'm not even sure how to do that. But, you know, I look at the material packs on there and I'm like, oh, I wish I could get a material pack, even though it's not that big of a deal to kit it up myself. It would just be nice. And yeah, I'm trying to be realistic about it, you know, and saying, okay, it's going to take me however long to do each of these pieces, so I'm not going to go overboard, but I think it's starting to happen anyway. I mean, it's inevitably going to happen if you like heaven and earth, and if you become, you know, you really like them. I don't want to say addicted to them, but if you do become somewhat addicted to them, you start, well, I mean, it's okay. I think, personally, I think that it's normal. I can't remember her name. Lisa, who's on FlossTube, she has a lot, Pam has a lot of heaven and earth whips too, and they're on different counts, and I believe that's something I believe in, because the instructions that they come with, of course, suggest 25 count, but I don't think 25 count is the best to do these pieces on. I think it's great to experiment with them on higher counts. It's great to experiment with them on the lower counts, depending on what you're doing and what your goal is with the piece. And it's really, you know, so they don't all just come out looking the same. You know, so I think it's normal. I want to say normal in quotes. That had quotation marks on it. To have HAEDs of different sizes and different stages of completion on different counts or different fabric types. I think that's quote unquote normal. But let's see. What am I doing here? Okay. But I want to keep this under control, so I don't want to start too many. I definitely want to start one on 28 count at some point. And I think that I started the French filigree, if I can say it, the French filigree on 32 count, and it's 1/1, and that's really a challenge for me. I mean, it would be really a challenge for anyone, but I mean, it's really a challenge. It's really small, but I like it. Actually, one strand is almost too bulky, I think, for 32 count. It'd probably be perfect on 28 count, but I only had 32 count linen when I was starting it. So that's what it's on. And that's what I've been working on. I'm trying to get back into this project, but it's taken me a couple of days. I don't know if anyone else finds that when they're switching projects, especially to one of these complicated projects, if it takes them a while to get into it or to remember how they were doing it, you know, something like that. I'm still working myself off the end of this camera, the camera viewfinder, so I'll try to head back up here, I guess. I think later this week or in the next couple days I'm going to start filming a Stitchy Spot tour, and that's going to be my next video. Get into more traditional style floss tubing just a little bit, but I thought it'd be cool to show you guys where it's not really a behind the scenes tour. I'll save that for another one, but definitely a tour of my Stitchy Spot so I can show off where I work to you guys, and that'll be fun. I hope you guys will enjoy seeing that. See if I can adjust this camera anymore. I think it might actually be sliding. I can't wait to get into more colors, basically, some different colors in this piece. There was one I picked out that I was going to start working on last night that is a mocha brown, definitely part of a skin tone. So, coming around the edges and stuff around here. So I was excited about that, to see something other than purples and grays and blues. I've been trying to stay away from a lot of too much looking at other projects on Facebook this week because I don't want to start anything else. And if I see something that I like, I usually have to try to acquire it. You know, it's not that bad. I just don't want to be one of those stitchers that have too many WIPs. Whatever too many WIPs is, I don't want to have too many WIPs. So, and it's going to be a lifetime, try to control it over a lifetime too. So I think that I've already got enough WIPs, basically. That's what I'm saying. But I like all of them. I do have a few that I'm getting rid of. I don't know what to do with them though, because I don't think they're fit for anyone else. So I have some that I'm cycling out of my active WIPs. I've been seeing a lot of people doing WIP parades on FlossTube, and I like those. I think it's a good way to keep track of what you've got and to show everything off all at once. You know, just instead of seeing bits and pieces of, you know, your progress here and there, you know, showing it all at one time, it puts it in context. You get to see what kind of person this really is, you know. Does it say a lot about a person by the WIPs they have? I don't know. But, it's always, I think they're really fun. So, keep doing them. It's kind of an inventory way to do it too. I mean, when you're stitching, it's a good idea to take some inventory every once in a while. One, two. Okay. Still at the very edge of this camera space, which is kind of annoying, but I'm not sure there's much I can do about it with my camera. My camera holder has a boo-boo. And I ordered another one that should be slightly better and less prone to breaking clamp to put my camera on, but it's not going to be delivered till later today at least, so let's take a few little breaks here and there to keep track of my pattern, where I've stitched on the pattern. I think working on an iPad is like just like indispensable for the 21st century. Even my husband, who does a little bit of stitching. I had started his first project out on a paper pattern, which he completed, and his second one, I showed him how to do it on the iPad, and he was really impressed. I mean, able to, you know, when I say impressed, he was able to quickly pick it up, see what he was doing, follow through what he was doing, even on an easier project. It's a great tool for anybody who is cross stitching, no matter if it's hard or an easy pattern. And yeah, I hope everyone is getting a chance to try things out with PDF patterns, because ultimately it is way better than paper patterns, and I think we should all just acknowledge that. I hope this is right. Yeah, that's right. Four. It's right there. Let's see how that does. Alright, I think I got a better shot in the camera. There's so much delay on the stream, like by the time that I speak the words and film it, by the time it comes back over the airwaves, that I have to wait a really long time to see if I adjusted the camera or whatever. Anything I've done, I have to turn around and wait. If I talk to you guys, then I have to turn around and wait. That's okay. What have I done here? Yes, that's what I did. So far, I'm doing okay with not making mistakes, as far as I know. While I'm stitching here, so that's good, because I don't want to make mistakes on my HAED. It would be a real bother to try to frog these tiny stitches out. I do have a really nice knife. I'll show it to you guys. No, there it is. I'll show you this stitchery knife I have that I use for frogging. This is something that my grandmother had. She passed away in 1987, and my grandfather had kept all of her stuff, but I wanted to show you this this to you for frogging. It's only got a blade on one, a very, very sharp blade on one side, so you can kind of scoop under. You won't cut the bottom stitches, the bottom of the fabric, but the top part will catch really nicely. And anyway, this was something that she had in her stash, and I don't know how much she used it. It barely looks used, and it's the way she kept it was still in the package, and that's what I'm trying to do. But that's what I use to frog if I have to frog. I have this too. This is helpful, although I haven't had to use it on this piece. It's a stitch fixer, and what it has, oh, if I can get the package open, it's got two ends on it, and it's kind of big. I mean it's kind of big for this count fabric, but if you have any loose threads or something that needs fixing, pushing, you can push it in there with that side, and this side is kind of got a split, so you can kind of corral some threads. And I haven't used it too much yet, but this helps to pull out stitches when you're frogging too, this side. So I wanted to show you guys that. I don't know how old it is. I mean, it's as old as I am, at least. So that's what I use to fix my mistakes right now. Okay. Back to the stitching. Okay, sorry about that. I'm doing life in real time and got a text from my stepdaughter that I needed to answer, so I am anyway doing more than one thing as usual. I got someplace to go now right after I'm finished this broadcast. Okay. And speaking of broadcast, it's not my favorite time of day to do that. I just wanted to say that, you know, 10 a.m., that's Eastern Standard Time, is not the best time, the most, even for me, you know, to do this broadcast. But unfortunately, my husband has to work, as most people or husbands do, I don't know. And, he works from home, so he has the office he works from noon until 10:30 at night, so that's like the whole day. And I really wanted to do it on Wednesday this month for WIP Wednesdays. So I've got this nice 10 a.m. time slot for myself. What? Okay. me make sure that I'm not making some sort of error here. Yes. Yes. Three. Okay, I did. Time to pick some stitches out. Put in an extra X. Can't have that. Can't have that. Trying to avoid turning this, turning my stand around to the other side because of the crack in the plastic. I don't want to mess it up. It's very delicate today until I get that replacement piece. So, alright, let's try this again. Go up and over, not down and over. My stream has been behaving today and it hasn't cut out at all, as far as I know. That's very good, because most of the time when I'm doing these things, half the time I spend worrying about whether or not there's any signal, you know, enough signal to do what I'm trying to do. There, that's right. I'm chugging along here. I was busy this week, and I don't know if you guys have seen them, but I put up 2 videos on my channel this week. And one was like a trailer for the channel, a channel trailer, and I thought it was so funny. I watched that thing like 50 times. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it looked just like the real thing, and I just did it on my iPad, so I was really impressed with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed or have gotten a chance to see those, and especially if you like the trailer, let me know, because that means a lot. That's my favorite thing, I think, besides the John Lennon you know, speed stitching video I made. The trailer has been my other favorite one, so it was just fun to make. And I didn't have to do that on the computer, I just had to do it on my iPad, although I still had to use the computer. So it even uploaded straight from iMovie from my iPad to YouTube, and it didn't take long at all because it was only a minute long. So I might have to try to mess with iMovie again. I normally use Final Cut Pro on the computer when I'm editing my videos, but the good thing about iMovie is it's available on mobile devices. So I can even use it on my iPhone if I wanted to. I just don't have a lot of iPhone footage. I don't use my iPhone for shooting my stitching, but oh no, more drums. I don't want to hear that. Whoa. I don't know what that just did. Everything's lining up so far. I haven't been tangling up the backs of my thread, to my knowledge, so I'm having a good morning stitching so far. Hopefully I can make some good progress on this for the rest of the day, but I got stuff to do too. And jump all the way down here, and I think I'm done with that color for now. It looks like I still have some room on the screen. I can take it down a little bit further. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm almost to the end of this color, or at least what's convenient. So that's usually how you can tell that I'm getting ready to sign off, I guess, is I say, okay, I'm almost to the end of this color, I'm almost to the end of this thread. That's a good place to stop. I really need to put some grid lines in this thing is what I need. As it gets more complicated and I have more stray threads than I care to have right now. So, alright, let me figure out if I'm going to end this thread or try to park it somewhere because I don't see anything. Let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Copy, search. Alright, this search feature is not helping me out right now. There we go. Alright, I don't see any more on the bottom half of this page, so I'll just end it off in a second. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming to check me out and join me. I hope you got some good stitching in or some a nice cup of coffee in. I stitched all this. I mean, that was pretty good for one color. So, thank you guys for stopping by, and I plan to broadcast another time, another WIP Wednesday next Wednesday. I don't know what time it's going to be yet because, again, my husband has to work and has charge of the office, but I'm going to work around that, and I don't know what I'm going to be working on next week. Hopefully I'll still be rocking this piece, but we'll see. And I will see you guys next week, and look out for a new video on my Stitchy Spot tour soon. See you guys later.